welcome back. My name is Mark Kutek, and today my show is taped in Thailand, specifically Koh Samui, which is absolutely stunning. The water is great. Water is turquoise blue. Temperature 90 plus degrees. Food amazing, and my wife is right there watching what I'm saying and I'm doing. So anyway, today I wanted to kind of talk about the immigration, which is a topic which is closest to my heart, and I have a lot of things to share, not only for myself, but experience of helping and navigating a couple families throughout the last 10-15 years that also received the path to the green card, ultimately to citizenship. So let's kind of break it down. I think I want to start with the border. I think border protection is like your home. Your fence around your house is like a border around the country. Very simple. If somebody come in invited to your house, obviously you let them in, you have a fun, and you probably send them home. If somebody comes to your home uninvited, you will call cops, and cops will detain them or take them and kick them out. If cops are no longer coming or they are not available at the time, you're gonna make sure that you use every measure possible to defend your land, you defend your freedom, defend your life, and you're gonna use every measures to do so. That's kind of what the beauty of the American lands are, that you can do that. Now, I like to think that the federal government has the same rights to prevent anybody coming, whether it's a cargo or whether it's the individuals they are not invited in the country, that they need to be deported. And that has happened more so in last couple of months than before, even though Democrats and Republicans been fighting for decades, and everybody are sort of, in my opinion, full of shit, because one time they say this and the second time they are this, so the politics in the United States are what should I say that? How should I describe it? Politely said, they are crap. People just don't stick to their words. We shouldn't be electing all these dinosaurs. They've been there, for decades, and doing crap, left and right. Anyway, that's maybe our next topic. So let's just focus back on immigration. Another important benefit, or important fact, is that when the COVID time happened, it was 2020. So since 2021, our illegal immigration numbers were at the level about 10.5 million people that they came here illegally. Since then, another 4 years forward, or 3.5 years forward, the Biden administration, numbers skyrocket to 14. So that's a 4 million delta, which is absolutely staggering in my opinion. And so yes, we cannot have these people, and on the top of it, they getting all the benefits. And if you break it down, the 4 million people that they came here, mostly is Latinos, 70% Latinos, 15% Asians, 5 to 7% European Canadians, yes, in the same bracket, and then you have a 5% Africans, and the rest is probably spread at different backgrounds and different ethnicities, around the globe. Now, is that sustainable number? No. Is that sustainable that we're gonna provide them with different stuff, social benefits, SNAPs, and all that? Absolutely not. And so, if you go back to 2000, I think SNAP was used only by 17 million people. If you go 25 years forward, SNAP is used by 44 million people. Again, challenge you to look it up. The number might differ, but the percentage is staggering, going only one direction. Now, I have a solution, to create what needs to happen to illegal immigrants. Now, when I came to the States in 1990, so late 1990s, when I say we, I live in the rooms with multiple gentlemen, and then we didn't have much money, and so not only that we want to learn English, we want to assimilate. Obviously, we were trying to send money to our home country, to our parents and their families, but we haven't used any of these social benefits, and that's significant because we were not a burden, to the taxpayers of, this great nation. We were only using everything that we could, and everything that we could afford. Now you look, you go fast forward. Immigrants today receive health benefits. Immigration is so poor, in my opinion, that this needs to stop. And if you look at, the ways how things are made today, and it's sadly to say, at least all the numbers indicates that the Democrats actually using the illegal immigration to vote for them. It doesn't make sense, because if somebody who is illegal here will be protected, who will be given money, who will be giving, food, well, naturally these people will vote that direction. And so we need to change that. We need to make sure that the path of illegal immigration needs to have a direction. And here is how I look at it, and what I support, what I propose. Charge family of 4 $75,000, give them 3% loan, and make sure that they will get the permission to work and live in this country. They can get a green card 5 to 10 years from the point when they establish their proper documentation, and during the 10 years they can apply for green card for 5 years. They will hold the green card for another 5 years, and if they use more than 6 months, any of these health benefits or any government help, whether it's federal or state, they are immediately disqualified to continue, and they have to be deported. I think that's fair. 1, they won't be able to vote. 2, they won't be able to use any of these social benefits more than 6 months. Well, let's be human, let's give them some, because, sometimes, things don't work so easy. But, I would say 6 months is probably a fair number. And what you're going to do then? Well, you will create a people, they actually want to be here and they want to contribute. And let's not forget, the people that will be here for the 10 years, they have to act as a guest. That means that they cannot be doing crime. They cannot, they cannot do things that they wouldn't do, in their homes, in open society. And so that's very simple. And again, I challenge you to kind of look it up and think about it, whether you're a citizen and your grandparents or grand-grandparents came, talk about their stories, what they did, how they felt, what happened, how quickly they want to assimilate. I tell you, the stuff that's happening today is not sustainable. And so 2 things will happen. You give them the loan, and obviously if there's a bigger family, 7, 8 kids, whatever, then the prices will go 20 grand, 10 grand, 15 grand per child more, because, that's kind of what it is, right? They will be using the social systems and these nations. So this is what we got to do. Now, federal government and state government can receive money because if these loans will be a 3% on federal loan, the benefits will go 70% to federal government and 30% to each states that actually are housing these immigrants. So when it's California or Texas or Illinois, everybody will benefit, and I think that's beautiful. They all can use the money towards school. They can use it towards protection, and they can use it again, and in Social Securities. Those are 3 areas, in my opinion, that the funding lacks, significantly. No other money can be used elsewhere. Now, if that happens, 10 years from now, there will be a lot of people that will be happy, and we will create better society, and this topic will go away because we have a clear path. Now, what's going to happen with the next, illegal immigrant? Nothing, because we're going to secure our borders, and these things will happen very rarely. And if we find somebody across the border, then we'll simply send them home, as quickly as we can. Lastly, I want to kind of make sure that one thing that drives me a little crazy, we need to stop providing legal documents to illegals that they cannot vote. It's a pinnacle of our efforts in the United States to avoid having people that have no domicile in the United States, they are not legal, that they cannot be voting, for state or federal government officials, period. And if we do that, then we have a true understanding, who's actually voting, and are the people that they actually voting really mean the best, for the country, not just for themselves. I'll leave it with that. Again, challenge you to kind of look things up, talk to your grandparents, grandparents, or anybody at the nature. Go in the research, what the legal immigration looked like, in 1900s, late 1800s, and, judge for yourself. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on next one. I'll go take a dip. Ciao.